Hello, myself Neelab Krishna. I am part of virtual internship program of organized by VIP at the rate AINE.ai. This project is a part of their internship program, fundamentals of Python programming. As can be seen on the screen, we are learning the fundamental concepts of Python and program to create a calculator. After that, I have created a rock paper scissor program using, it's a play program using Python. Firstly, print function used to print something. For example, if we are learning Python, print the output under the codes will be printed as an output. After that, there are different types of variables present in the Python programming, like list, tuple, dictionary, sets, strings, boolean, int, and float. For example, the f name variable written here is equal to taken as AINE as an is taken AINE under the quotes taken as a string value. Similarly, the L name is also taken as at the rate is a string value. BMI is a 56.7 has been written here. It's a float. Phone is a fictitious phone number. It's a written in integer. And the company name is equal to true. So the true is a Boolean value. It is got it's shared in the company variable. So after if I put print command under the name of the variables, it has it is the desired output. See in the print function, the last one, f name plus L name variable, it's a kind of string concatenation. So the output would be AINE at the rate AI, because f name value we have set here AINE and the L name value is written was at the rate AI. If we try to find the type of all the variables, we can write print under the parenthesis type, then the name of the variable. As can be seen here, type f name is written as str, string data type. BMI is a data type of float. Phone as a data type of int, and company as a data type of boolean. Now it's a simple program to find the grade of a student based on the marks he has obtained in the 5 subjects. So starting from the beginning, I have taken m as an input variable. So the int input marks obtained in maths is a statement which asks the user to put input in the form of marks in the mathematical numbers. Actually, I have taken int outside of the input. It is used to convert the whatever value written in the numerical value convert into int. So there are 5 inputs that are granted for the user. User have to type 5 inputs. Accordingly, I have written m plus s plus l plus ss plus es is the name of the variables in which the marks of the student got stored. Print your total score is, it's a print statement, prints the total score, whatever the input has been given to the variables. After that, percentage is calculated, total divided by 5. It will return a float value. It will not return an int. After that, your percentage is written in your percentage variable. Whatever the percentage is, it got printed in the output cell. Now I have taken if-else conditions to provide a suitable grade for to the student based on the marks obtained by him. If percentage is greater than equal to 85, the print grade A. If percentage is greater than equal to 70, print grade is B. If percentage is greater than equal to 50, grade is C. And if greater than 40, then grade is D. Otherwise, any other grade lower than 40, it's grade E. So I have taken input as marks obtained as 95, science 45, in language 85, in SSC 65, and computer science 88. So my program sums all of the values of the variable and produce a value of 378. And accordingly, percentage is calculated this much, and grade is provided based on the grading criteria of the range of the marks. After that, I've covered some loops in Python. Actually, loops are used to repeat a certain task or action. There are two types of loops in Python: while loop and for loop. When we are not sure about the number of iterations we have to take, then we usually while loop. In the while loop, the repetition depends on the validity of a condition. In this while loop, it is not a fixed, it is not a permanent fixation that we have to take the number of loops, number of iterations. For loop is used where the number of iterations are defined. For example, I've initialized a variable x equals to 7. This means the 7 int gets stored in the variable x. Now I've taken while loop while x is less than equal to 15, print x, and an incrementer x plus equals to 1. It's a short form of writing x equal to x plus 1. X equal to x plus 1. When x equal to 7 gets checked in the while loop, then 7 is less than equal to 15, which is true. Then the command goes inside the while loop and print the x, print 7. After that, the previous x is 7 and the new x will be 8. 7 plus 1 equals to 8. Again, the command goes inside the while loop. 8 is less than 15. That is always also true. Then the 8 print will be printed until unless the loop returns a false condition. The numerical value will be printed in a sequence wise. Now we come to the for loop. In the for loop, we set a range or list of iterables for repetition. Firstly, we have taken a range function. Range function is used to iterate from lower end to upper end, but excluding the upper end. It means if we have taken for loop to print a range of numbers from 6 to 11, then starting from 6, it will go till 10, but excluding the 11. The outer range will be excluded. So the output is given here. And after that, we come to Python lists. A list is an ordered collection of items with one or more data types separated by comma and all enclosed within square brackets. I've created a list, fruits. It contains strings, 4 strings, 1 integer and 1 boolean. First, I print the fruits indexing. First, I use the indexing position to print the second element of the list. Actually, indexing starts from 0 to n up to the number of elements. So if we print fruits square bracket on 1, it means we are printing the second element of the list. Similarly, if we try to put -1 in the square brackets, it means we are starting negative indexing, starting from the last one. So it will return the Boolean value true. Now, if we try to put a range of elements, try to get a range of elements from the list, use 0 to 4 or simply space colon 4. It will slice the first 4 elements from the list. This one, this one, this one, and this one. All the name of the fruits. And after that, type fruits of type 2, it means it will print the third element from the list. So here is the output. So actually, list is also an iterable object. It contains n iterables. So we can apply for loop here. For x in fruits, print x. It means it will print all the elements inside the list in a sequence wise. After that, I have built a simple calculator with the option to quit or continue. Begin equals to y. It's a begin is a variable that I have initialized equals to lowercase y. Used to assign a value to a variable. If the user inputs a uppercase y, then we have to put it in the lowercase first to put a comparison operator so that the program will work in case the user input capital Y. Double equal to indicates a comparison operator to compare left hand side and right hand side. Output is true or false. Now, if the user input Y, it means the condition is true, then the control goes inside it. The system will ask the user to enter the first number. After that, he asks for the second number. Then the user will get a screen displaying that select the mathematical operation to perform either 1 for addition, 2 for subtraction, 3 for multiplication, and 4 for division. If the user input 1, then result will be num1 plus num2. Both the numbers will be added and the result will be displayed. If the option equals to 2, if the option entered by the user is 2, then there will be a subtraction of the operation will be performed and the result will be displayed. If option entered by the user is 3, then multiplication will be performed. Similarly, if option is entered by the user is 4, then division will be performed. If none of these will be entered by the user, either from 1, 2, 3, or 4, the program will return an invalid entry because we have written the code for only 4 mathematical operations. So if the after printing the final output, if the system will again ask from the user that do you want to continue or not. It means system is asking from the program is asking from the user, do you want to carry the operations further? If the user input no, then break a statement will break the entire loop process and it will command will come out of the loop while loop. And similarly, it has been written here the output. If the user input to first number 45, second number 34, select a mathematical operation. This is the interface that will be displayed to the user. Someone has entered 5, then it will show invalid entry because there are only 4 operations, 1 for addition, 2 for subtraction, 3 for multiplication, 4 for division. Then the program will ask, do you want to continue? If the input is yes, Y, then the enter first number. Someone entered first number, then second number. Again, the program will ask which operation would you like to perform. The user input is 2. That means the user wants a subtraction operation. So accordingly, the result will be displayed here, and accordingly, the loop goes on until the user input no or n. Now the next program is used for Python random library to generate random numbers. For example, sometimes we need to find sometimes we get a OTP in our cell phones. That will be different again each time the OTP comes to our phone. So to generate a random OTP, there's a program import random as R. Random is a Python library to generate random numbers. I've taken OTP as a variable, empty string. Now after that, I apply for I in range 5 because I want to display an OTP with 5 digits. After that, OTP equals to OTP plus str of r.randint 3 to 9. Randint is a function inside a random library to generate a random number from a given range of values. OTP is a empty string, so to apply a string concatenation, whatever number is displayed randomly, it gets first converted into str typecasting. So it will be added to the empty string. This for loop will run 5 times, and accordingly, after 5 complete loops, the print statement will print the final OTP. Every time we run this program, it will display different results every time. After that, there is a project on rock, Scissor, paper, and lizard, and Spock. It's a kind of a funny game. there are five choices that will be displayed in front of the computer and in front of the user. First of all, you import the library random. The purpose of importing random library is to allow the computer to choose a random object from these five available ones. So I've created a while true because it's a infinite. It could be because we are not sure about the number of iterations that we have to perform. So it's we have taken while true means while true means representing a one. User action. First of all, the code will display input here that the code will ask the user to put an input inside the statement. Enter a choice: rock, paper, scissor, lizard, or Spock. This statement is meant for taking input from the user. After that, possible actions. These are the possible actions that the computer can take. So computer action random.choice. From the random library, choice function used to choose the on an object out of these five one. That could be the possible options. After that, the print to something displayed that the user choose the user action that the user has input here. After that, the computer has chosen randomly out of these five objects. After that, a nested for loop is here. Sorry, a nested if else condition is written here. If user action equal to computer action means if the input taken from the user and from the input displayed from the computer is same, both are of the same string, then both players selected user, it will be a try. No one will win the game in such a situation. If user action equals to rock and if computer action equal to Scissor, rock smashes Scissor, user will win. But if the user action is rock and computer action is paper, paper covers rock and the user will lose. And if the user action is rock and the computer action is lizard, rock crushes lizard and the user will win. If the user action is rock and the computer action is Spock, Spock vaporizes rock and the user will lose. Similarly, there will be a five conditions because there are five objects has been written here in the list. So taking one at a time and making combinations out of these, what could be the possible outcomes that would be displayed here. If the user action is paper, it means if the user input the object paper and command here, and if the computer action is rock, the paper covers rock and the user will win. If user action is paper and the computer action is scissors, scissors can cut the paper and user will lose. If user action is paper and the computer action is lizard, lizard eats paper and user will lose. Similarly, all this condition has been written here. And after completing all these five conditions, nested if else, if and elif loops. After that, the play again. The code will ask the user, "Do you want to play again? Please put Y yes and for no." If play again, if the input entered by the user is uppercase, then first it will be converted into lowercase by applying this lower method here. And if the play again dot lower is not equal to yes, it means if anything written by the user except yes y, then the program will break here and the command will come out of the while loop. Like enter a choice, rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. The user input paper, but the computer choose paper. But the computer choose rock and the paper covers rock. It means user will win. After that, the yes or no condition will be asked from the user: Do you want to play again or not? If the user input UI yes, and again the code will ask enter a choice out of these 5. Here the user input is Spock. So computer choose rock, Spock vaporizes rock, again the user win. After that, if you want to play again, yes or no. The user input and no, it means no. So that is the program. It's kind of playing a game between a user and the computer. Thank you for taking attention to my see the programs. Thank you.